Norfolk bright and early in the morning. What is it? 5:16. And I'm just chilling up in here. Hopefully you can see my screen over here. We are going to do the CAD 5.5A CAD software. So let me go back and forth. This is the assignment. All right, it's like 8. So just do one at a time, folks. One at a time. And if you're working on this and you need a little extra help, here it is. This will allow you to build it. So fast forward what you need to find it out. So the first thing I want to do is look at this. We are going to be building that. Okay. It's a little part that has a small hole on one side, and you should be able to see this from the cross section of the diagram, and a big hole on the other side. Bunch of information here and a bunch of information here. So my steps say build a rectangle that looks like a peace pipe. If you've not watched any cowboy movies or seen any cowboys and Indians, our Native Americans had these little peace pipe things that were very long, and that's to me what it looks like. All right, or kind of a backwards L laying on its side. So we want to build this with a line. So we're going to go to Onshape, and we're going to create a new document, and I'm going to call it. I got to get it up in my area here. 5.5A, number 1. Okay, which is, what do we call that thing? That was called the rubber sleeve, I think. Whatever it is that you want, create. Okay, and the first thing I'm going to do is just create that peace pipe looking thing. All right. So we're going to do a sketch. Boy, mine's a little slow today. Sketch on the front plane. All right, I right click and then I view normal like that. On this one, most of the time I like to build it from the center, but I'm not going to do that on this one. I'm going to come down here to here, just a little bit left of center, and do a line. This is going to be the place where the little piece tobacco, whatever, goes in. And we'll come all the way over, and it really, really doesn't matter as long as you do it as straight as possible. There's my little peace pipe looking thing, or backwards L laying down on its back. All right. So then all we got to do, let's do dimension what they give us. So if you look, oh, Mickey, I didn't want that. If you look right here, our length is 4.469. So let's start with that. Like I said, every one of these one step at a time. So you can see right away that this gives you something to dimension, but if you didn't, if you're here, just hit D for dimension, left click that bottom, okay? Click again, 4.469, and there is the size of your, or at least the width of your peace pipe. And then if I come over here and look again, we notice that the only dimension it gives us down here is 0.156. So from there to there is 0.156. So let's do that. So I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to dimension from there to there. You're going to make that 0.156. Boom. So that's what we got so far. All right. Now we got a few more dimensions to do. We need to know the height from there to there. Doesn't give it. And the height from there to there. I didn't see that either. So let's look at, let's go back up and look at this document. This is outer diameter. So that's the line that goes straight through the circle here. So from here to here, that is 1.375. I don't know if that helps me with the thickness of it. That is also the diameter, which is 0.1875. And then it's got this, which is referring to the fillet at 0.25. We've already done 0.156 in that. So look at this. This is just showing you the top part. If we revolve this, which it wants us to do, the thickness is 0.25. So let's go back and let's dimension from there, that line, to that line, 0.25. I'm just going to move a little bit. All right, that looks good. Now, the thing that we have missed, if you haven't seen it, in here there's a dotted line, and above here, there's a dotted line. That is called a construction line. We should just go ahead and put that in there. That is going to be something that we're actually going to revolve over. So I'm going to stay in the same. Notice I'm still in just sketch one. So if you have multiple sketches, delete it and go back and just make one sketch. I'm putting a line, and then I hit escape right above. Now, if I click on the line, all right, so it turns a little yellow, go back up here in the middle of your toolbar here where it says construction and left click, and it should turn into a dotted construction line. That's a line that we're just going to use as reference, okay? It's just a reference line that we want to use. And it's very helpful because now I can get the rest of my dimensions. I need to know how far this line is from this shape right here, or I'm not going to be able to dimension it correctly, right? So the one thing that they show us over here, let's see, and there's a way to do this. I think you can do it once or twice. It doesn't matter. So if I know that the distance, this goes right through the center, right? Then of a possible circle that it gives you, then we should know the distance that it is from where we want to go. For instance, if that's 1.375, all right, and I go over here, and this is going right through the center of a potential circle here, how far would the line be from the center to that line? And the answer should be half of whatever that diameter is. So I'm going to click this line, and I'm going to click that line, and see now I'm doing the distance between that. And I'm going to have Onshape do the math. The outer diameter was 1.375 divided by, which is slash 2, and look at your number. Oh, 0.688. That is now in perfect position here. I also need to know the distance between that line and that's what I see. I'm scrolling in close because you've got these lines here, that line, all right? And that was 0.1875 diameter. That also should be divided by 2. And watch how it pulls that up a little bit. Guess what? This thing is perfectly dimensioned now. We got our mysterious deals. We're just going to revolve it according to the instructions. So if you look at the instructions, we have found the missing dimensions. Now we're going to revolve the rectangle. You should get a cylinder with a big hole at one end and a small hole at the other. And one thing I probably didn't mention that I should probably correct is what do we revolve it around? I was hoping that most people would see that if I pick that, all right, and I pick my revolve axis, it is around that. And look what you got. One end, oh, is a small hole. Another end is a large hole. And then the if you look over here, it is rounded at the ends, and that rounded radius 0.25 typical is referring to the fillet. So we're just going to hit fillet because that gives us a nice rounded feature. Make sure that your radius is what it told us. So I'm going to, if you just select it and put in 0.25, it automatically knows it's inches. Left click the outside circle there, outside circle here. Do that. You are done with shape one, except you got to make it a color. So we're going to go to part, edit, make it a different color, turn off our work planes. And what I want, which would make sense, if you could just send a 3-dimensional view that look something like that. So I can see that you've got a hole. I can see the small hole on one side and the large hole on the other. That'd be great. That'd be a great screenshot. Matter of fact, if you tilt it a little bit so I can see that you got it. All right. That is number 1. Thanks for playing. And let's stop recording.